Hey everyone, it is Beard Hardy. That is what I'm going to start calling myself because of this rat's test. But regardless, I've got some pretty big updates in today's video. Some of them are really exciting and some of them are really depressing. But before we get into the video, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's dive right into it. So the vehicles we will be talking about in today's video is the pink Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392, the bright green in-your-face Shelby GT 350, and potentially the GT 500. We'll get in that a little bit later. And then finally, the Gen 3 Ford Raptor, the workhorse that I've had for quite some time. Also, it looks like it's starting to snow a little bit, and I have to pull this out for the thumbnail. So, yeah, let's hope that the driveway doesn't get covered so that we can make it back into the garage with the green thing. So we will start things off by talking about the Gen 3 Raptor. I don't know why I'm starting this up because I'm actually not going anywhere. But I've had this for the longest time. I have, as you can see, just over 11,000 miles on it. This is a 21 with the 37 performance package, which means that it has the blue interior. You cannot get this interior anymore because with the new ones, like all of this is like black, whereas this, you guys can see everything's like just mega blued out, which I think looks pretty dang sweet. But there's nothing wrong with the truck. Like, it's been absolutely flawless. It's been super boring for YouTube content because I don't have any videos to make about like stuff breaking on the truck. So like, other than, you know, the creaks and rattles that this makes because it's, well, Ford build quality sometimes is not the great. Yeah, I love the company. I love the vehicles they make. But yeah, it's like door, like look at this. It's just like, it's not necessarily the tightest fit and finish, but I personally don't care. But the point that I'm trying to make here is I've pretty much run out of content to do on this truck. The only content that I'm holding this truck for is Bronco Raptor versus F-150 Raptor, because I know a lot of people want to see like actual like off-road content with both the trucks compared to, or both, well, they kind of both are trucks, but both the vehicles compared to each other. And I feel like I'm not necessarily like the best person ever to do that, but I feel like I'm a pretty good person to do that because I've owned a Ram TRX, I've owned 2 Raptors, I owned a Bronco, I own a Wrangler, like I own a bunch of off-road vehicles and I do quite a bit of off-roading. And so I think a lot of people would appreciate my insight into the vehicles, taking them both off-road and everything. And so as soon as I get done filming that series, then I do plan on getting rid of the F-150 Raptor. Now, timeline-wise on that, it's probably going to be like, I mean, a year from now, because like I have a Bronco Raptor on order, but who knows when that's actually going to get built, right? Because it's first off, Broncos, right? They take forever to get built. Then Bronco Raptor, you add that. And so, yeah, I mean, I put my order in last month, and I mean, we'll cross our fingers that it gets built sooner, but I'm guessing that I'll probably take delivery sometime next year, which means that I'll have to, you know, build out the content throughout next year, which means that I'll be keeping this for quite some time. But I do plan on selling this once that content is done. So the Raptor will live for another 6 to 12 to 18 months in the Ben Hardy garage. For those of you wondering how to get into the Mustang, I pull the door right here, put my finger between the Jeep and the Mustang so that I don't hit the Mustang door into the Jeep. And then I basically just kind of do this and slip my leg in, and then kind of like, it's not exactly the most graceful thing, but I mean, I made it in, so like, that's all that matters. So let's quickly talk about the GT 350, and a lot of you might be confused because I just bought this car, and I'll explain in just a moment. But all you need to know is this car's got 4,900 miles on it, over 8,000 RPM redline, and it's got one of these. It has a 6-speed manual transmission. This is one of the most special cars ever made. I mean, I just watched a video that Doug DeMuro posted the other day where he was talking with Hoobie's Garage about what cars they would love to own, and this is one of the cars because like it seriously is super special. This is a 2020. It's in this like bright green color as you guys saw earlier in the video. It's just a really exciting spec. But regardless, I bought this car because this is one of my dream cars. I owned one of these, a red one, back in 2018, and I had to sell it because I could no longer afford to make the payment on it. And I bought this one as like a gift to myself because I'm in a much better position now. However, like I said in the delivery video with this car, I didn't plan on buying this car until like a year and a half from now. But this one popped up, and so I jumped on it because it was a good deal and it's the right car. And now I'm in a position where I might have to sell it because I can't afford it. And here's the deal. there are two vehicles that I ordered, the Bronco Raptor and another vehicle I'll be talking about in a moment. And I was told with both these vehicles that I wouldn't be taking delivery of either of them for like a year plus, most likely because of delays and everything with production on these vehicles. And now it sounds like there's a chance that, and I'll talk about the other vehicle a little bit later, might be delivered sometime in the summertime this year. And so like I just have too many cars, and like, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. And so I will be having to get rid of something, and that something will be one of the Mustangs, either this one or the GT500. And well, because the GT500 is parked so precariously close to that, and I don't feel like reparking it after this video, we're just gonna leave the GT500 here. Now, I want the video length to be pretty reasonable, so I'm not gonna dive too much into the GT500. I just want you guys to let me know in the comment section below if you would keep the GT500 or the GT350 if you were put in my situation where you're most likely gonna have to sell one of them, because the car that's coming in is just going to be a lot better for content on the channel. So if you don't know, regular GT350, which I mean still a GT350 for goodness sakes. And then this GT500 is the GT500 with the track pack, so you can see carbon fiber wheels. Also have the carbon fiber wing. So again, just let me know in the comment section below if you had to sell one of them, and I'll do everything I can to not have to sell either of them, but if you had to sell one of them, would it be the 350 or the 500? And well, this leads us into the Wrangler, which I have not started up for like weeks at this point, so hopefully it starts up. Now, I've been told by several people, everyone loves my little parking stuff here. So with the Jeep, it's like parked right against the wall in the middle of the garage. And then you guys can see it's really close to that. So getting it out is actually super easy. This is a pro tip if you guys want to steal cars from my garage, I suppose. And I know that you might be freaked out about that. That's so low to the ground that it won't actually touch the Wrangler. So all you have to do is just go all the way back and just keep going. I know it's like super nerve-wracking. And then just go forward and just crank the wheel all the way. And I don't know if you guys can see very well, but it just fully clears. So I know that it looks like a crazy tight parking situation, which it is, but it's actually really easy to get the Wrangler out as long as one of the other vehicles is already out. Obviously, if the Mustang was still in the garage, I wouldn't be able to get the Wrangler out. So you do have to move one of the cars to get the Wrangler out. But once you move one of the cars out, it's not bad. So 392 Wrangler. This is a vehicle that I have said time and time again that I plan on never selling because, well, it's a 392, which is super special. And it's finished in Tuscadero pink, which is super bright. But here's the deal. Jeep announced the new 2024 Wrangler like just over a month ago, and I've been going back and forth on whether or not I want to buy a 2024 because it's a slight refresh. So new infotainment system, power seat is an option now with the Wrangler, new axle design in the rear, and then basically just a refresh with the front end. And so although it's not a full redesign, it's enough changes that I think that it would really benefit the channel for me to buy a 24 Wrangler. And since I already have a 392 and they're still going to offer a 392, I figure I'll just trade my 392 for a newer 392. And so yeah, it'll be really sad to see this go, but I mean, I'll still have a 392 Wrangler. It'll just be the new version. And I think that, again, with YouTube, how their algorithm and everything works, like the newer vehicle will just do better with videos. And so the Wrangler is going just because I'm replacing it with another Wrangler. And for those of you wondering, the Wrangler has 4,616 miles on the odometer, and so it's actually not the lowest mileage vehicle I own, but it's pretty low miles. Again, the Raptor is like 11,000, that's 4,900, 4,600. The GT500, I think it has like 300 miles on it so far. I haven't been able to drive it very much because the weather's been horrible here in Utah. And then the wife's Land Rover Defender, that one's just over 1,000 miles, so that's the second lowest mileage vehicle. Okay, not gonna lie, even though like we got two Fords here and then we got a Jeep over here on the side, still they all together they look so cool, that is for sure. And just imagine like Raptor, Mustang, and then when the Bronco Raptor comes in, having all three of those together, that'll be sweet. So here's what I'm trying to say in today's video. If you are interested in buying the F-150 Raptor, don't waste your time because, well, the F-150 Raptor is not going anytime soon because, again, I still have to film the content with this versus the Bronco Raptor to see which one is the true king of off-roading. Now, when it comes to the Mustang, again, very tentative on this one. I mean, let me know if you're interested in this one or if you're interested in the GT500. I don't want to sell them. Like, my goal is to not have to sell them. But if the Wrangler 392 or the Bronco Raptor comes in sooner than expected, then I'll be in a position where, like, I'll be put in a position rather where I'll have to sell one of them because I can't afford to have the amount of vehicles that I have and add another vehicle on top of that. Like, it's just way too much. So just let me know if you're interested. With the Wrangler 392, the 2022, this is the one that is 100% for sale. So I will not be like selling it right away. I want the new 392 to arrive. Well, I shouldn't say arrive, but at least be like on its way before I get rid of this one. So probably June, July, August range this year is when the new 392 will be on its way. I mean, we'll see depending on production and everything. But regardless, Tuscadero pink. It's got satin paint protection film over the whole vehicle. That's why it has a satin finish on it. So like the vehicle is completely protected, which is really cool. And it's a super rare color. Like there's not that many 392s built in Tuscadero pink. So like if you're looking for a rare color, it's a rare color. It's completely stock. The one thing that I do want to mention is I've got an exhaust from AWE, as you can see. And I plan on taking this exhaust off and putting it on the new Wrangler. So this will have the stock exhaust. So I just want to mention that because I know some people have seen the videos with the new exhaust from AWE and they might think that they're getting that if they buy the Wrangler. That's not the case. I'm keeping the exhaust because, well, I like it a lot. Hello, stray cat that is in every single video, it seems. What should we do? Which vehicle should we sell? Which one do we keep? Which one do we sell? Should we sell the green Mustang? Should we sell the white Mustang? I request your guidance, oh wise one. I don't know, like, I think this cat just likes hanging out with me.